Okay, I'd like to call, the time is now 4:30. I would like to call the June 25th, 2024 meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Supervisor Ouellette is joining us today via phone. Thank you, Mr. Ouellette. Okay, is there any comment, public comment on agenda items other than land development or rezoning applications? Okay, hearing no discussion, we will now move to the approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the June 11th, 2024 regular meeting?
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Ouellette. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Ouellette, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Now moving on to the approval of the bills. Any questions?
No,
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
And I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Ouellette. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Ouellette, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. We now move to number 6 on our agenda, a public hearing on a land development plan for Elevate Church. And Mr. Waldinger, would you like to say anything before I open the hearing?
Yes, I would. After its submission to the Planning Commission agenda, it was discovered that the plans for the Elevate Church would expand the building by over 25% of its current floor area. As a legal non-conforming use, it is not allowed to be expanded more than 25% without getting approval from the zoning hearing board. So the Planning Commission tabled action on the land development plan at their last meeting. It has been forwarded to the zoning hearing board and will be heard by them tomorrow. And so it would be my recommendation that the board table this land development plan until such time as zoning hearing board has made their ruling. I would recommend, though, since this is a public hearing, that if anybody's here to speak on this, they be allowed to speak.
Thank you very much, Mr. Waldinger. Is there anyone here to speak on the land development plan for Elevate Church? Okay, nothing, then we will go ahead. Do I have a motion to table the land development plan?
I'll make that motion, Kim.
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Bach made a motion to table. Mr. Ouellette has seconded that motion. Now I will call for the vote. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Ouellette, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Number 7 on our agenda, public hearing on minor amendments to the zoning ordinance regarding the Planning Commission recommendations. Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you again. If I could, I'll just give a little brief description. Following the adoption of the current zoning code in April of 2022, my department has been compiling a list of minor issues that have been found or communicated to us. This amendment is mostly based on making corrections to typos, punctuation, unclear phrasing, and mismatched text and numeric combinations. This amendment also makes some changes based on variances granted by the zoning hearing board, such as increasing the maximum height of fences for sporting facilities, and changes to the sign section, which would allow naming rights for public buildings in residential districts, and also relaxes some of the sign limitations in commercial districts. Additionally, uses for home child care facilities were added to be in sync with state licensing, and duplexes are being added as a permitted housing type in that mixed-use 1 district. These proposed changes were reviewed by the Mill Creek Township Planning Commission, and at their regular meeting of Tuesday, May 7th, 2024, they recommended approval. Additionally, the changes were reviewed by the Erie County Department of Planning and Community Development. In both cases, with Mill Creek and with the county, they were found to be compliant with the Mill Creek Township and the Erie County comprehensive plans. So as such, I would recommend approval of these changes.
Great, thank you very much, Mr. Waldinger. Do I have to open a public hearing at this time? Okay, thank you for the point of order. Is there any, I'm going to go ahead and open the hearing for the Planning Commission recommendations. Is there anyone here to speak on the Planning Commission recommendations and the zoning ordinance, the minor changes being made to the zoning ordinance? Okay, hearing none, I will go ahead and close the hearing. And now we do not need, point of order, we do not need to make any, we don't need any decision on that, but we will on the ordinance, correct?
Correct.
Okay, then I'm going to move to number 8 on the agenda, ordinance 2024-6. This is an ordinance of the Mill Creek Township, the Township of Mill Creek at Erie County, Pennsylvania, amending various sections of the Chapter 145 zoning of the Mill Creek Township Code. Mr. Waldinger, anything further you would like to add?
No, but I'm happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Yes, I think we've spent extensive time on the changes being made to the zoning ordinance, and I think, Mr. Olet, anything that you would like to ask?
I have nothing.
Okay. Do I have a motion to
If I
approve?
may,
Oh,
Madam Chairwoman, before we move on, I just want to note for the record that the ordinance 2024-6 was advertised in the paper in accordance with the requirements of the second-class township code and the MPC. We did follow all of those procedural requirements. Notice was provided to county planning for their review, and they signed off on the changes, went to the Planning Commission for review, and then all of that was advertised. Additionally, I just wanted to note that after the ordinance was advertised, in finalizing it for today, I did make some minor non-substantive changes just to clarify for when it's codified so that things flow easily, as well as to correct a minor error that I made when drafting the ordinance. All of this is consistent with what Mr. Puz had circulated to the Planning Commission and what they reviewed and approved. So nothing substantive was changed.
thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2024-6.
And I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Any discussion? I would just like to say thank you to Mr. Puz, Mr. Waldinger, and Ms. Maggio for all of the hard work they have done over the last few years since we initially passed this and amending the ordinance the way that you have. Thank you very much. Okay, having a motion and second, any other discussion? I'll call for the vote. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote? Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
He votes yes. I vote yes. Motion carries. Next up on our agenda are new and amended ordinances under review. To speak on this is Ms. Caparosa.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. There are 2 ordinances currently under review. The Saldo, which I believe we are working on coordinating a meeting with engineering to do the review. And then the new one to add for everyone's information is updates to the township's fire code and property maintenance code. That we've previously adopted the International Property Maintenance Code and the International Fire Code. And I believe in 2019, we updated to be the 2015 version. We are now seeking to move to be the 2018 version, as the 2015 version is sort of phasing out from the training programs, and this would bring us closer to being, closer to adopting a more recent edition as well. That is forthcoming.
Great. Thank you very much, Ms. Caparosa. Number 10 on the agenda, Resolution 2024 R-17. To speak on this is Ms. Caparosa.
Thank you. Resolution 2024 R-17 was tabled from the last meeting as we were still waiting on information concerning the amounts of certain fees. But this resolution would adopt the fee schedule for costs recoverable by the Mill Creek Township Fire Department for providing emergency medical services and emergency response services. Based on the numbers and information we've received, it would be my recommendation to approve and adopt Resolution 2024 R-17.
Great. Any questions for Ms. Caparosa? Okay, hearing none. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Number 11 on the agenda is Resolution 2024 R-22. Ms. Caparosa.
Thank you. This second-class township code authorizes the township to establish and construct sewer systems. The proposed resolution authorizes construction of the Glenwood Park Avenue low-pressure sewer project. Based on the recommendation from engineering and the sewer department, it would be my recommendation to approve Resolution 2024 R-22.
Any questions for Ms. Caparosa? Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Any discussion? Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Number 12 on the agenda is Resolution 2024 R-23. To speak on this is Ms. Caparosa.
This is my last official one where I speak, but this is a resolution to approve the disposal of certain municipal records maintained by the police department that are reaching the end of their retention period under the Municipal Records Manual. The records to be disposed of include motor vehicle video footage and body-worn camera footage that includes test recordings from April 27th, 2024 through May 9th, 2024, traffic stops from 3/28/2024 through April 10th, 2024, incident only and special circumstance recordings from June 26, 2022 through July 9th, 2022, and case reports, arrest reports, SRR unknown type, June 26, 2004 through July 9th, 2004. My recommendation would be to approve the disposal of the records.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Ms. Caparosa? Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Bach, seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Number 13 in bids and quotations. We have a 2025 township calendar bid or quote from Ms. Stutzman. Go ahead, Ms. Stutzman.
Thank you. The 36-page Mill Creek Township calendar is mailed to both residents and businesses annually. It contains useful information for residents, including holidays, supervisors and committee meetings, building closings, recycling department guidelines, and much more. Specifications for printing included a quantity of 30,000, 32 pages plus the cover, the measurements 12 by 18 flat or 9 by 12 finished, FSC certified paper, 80 gloss text and cover, 4 colors throughout, a drill hole for hanging, saddle stitch, address and mailing list, and delivery to USPS. I want to make a note that the Forest Stewardship Council FSC mix label third-party certification means that the product is made with a mixture of materials from the FSC certified forests, recycled materials, and/or FSC controlled wood. FSC ensures zero deforestation, fair wage and work environment, supports conservation and community rights, as well as mitigates the risk of the material originating from unacceptable sources like illegal logging. Audits are conducted for compliance. Mill Creek Township received a quote from Printing Concepts, CoStar's number 009-E22-081, at a cost of $36,800. Approximately 18 of the 36 pages will be submitted to the PADEP 902 grants to be reimbursed. Mill Creek Township Recycling Department, or CRS Department, recommends accepting the CoStar's quote for printing and the 2025 residential calendar.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Ms. Stutzman? I'll just make a comment that I love our calendar. That is probably the one piece, even before I, when I was just a mom, doing my thing and teaching, that's the one thing that I would read. No offense to anything else.
Thank you.
I mean, the magazine too, but
Labor of love.
yes.
We love doing it.
Yeah, it is, it's great. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the 2025 Township Calendar?
So moved.
Second.
A motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Next, we have the Assembly Room Audio System upgrade from the Administration IT Department. To speak on this is Ms. Page, our treasurer.
Thank you. This request is for the approval of replacement audio equipment, which is very timely with Mr. Olet's phone call, in order to integrate phone callers into the audio system. Wilkins was approved earlier this year of replacing the audio system, and they've agreed to exchange some of that equipment and put in new equipment so that when people call into public meetings, we're able to hear them better, and the public will be able to hear them better for recording of the meetings. So they will issue a return and credit, and they will credit it towards more advanced items capable of integrating phone lines so that call-ins may be heard. And the cost of this equipment is $7,691.09. And even with this upgrade, we will still be within what was budgeted for this project.
I was just going to ask that, Ms. Page, thank you. We're still under budget, is that right?
We are still under budget.
Under budget, I love it. Okay. I would like to give a shout out to Mr. Fleming, by the way, for all the work that he has done in investigating this and then, of course, doing the upgrade here for us. Any questions? Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
A motion was made by Mr. Bach, seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Next, we have Ethernet switches from the MPD, and I am going to be speaking on this. From Chief Mook in the Police Department is a purchase request. As a part of the township's upgrade to a new phone system, the Police Department IT Manager, Chris Filson, has indicated that we are in need of 2 new Ethernet switches to complete the project. Mr. Filson has a quote from Velocity Network of $2,319.98 to install the 2 new switches. Velocity is a CoStar's vendor, with their number being 003445. And with that, I will make a motion to approve this purchase request of the 2 Ethernet switches.
I'll second.
Okay, I will call for the vote. A motion was made by me, seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
And Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Next on our agenda, obviously, I guess we're still in bids and quotes. Engineering contract award for the Glenwood Park Low Pressure Sewer Project. And this was a public works sewer item. It was tabled on 5/14 of 2024. To speak on this, Mr. Rodemoyer?
I do apologize. I'm unsure at this point if we need to table it again because of the resolution. I wasn't sure as far as the advertisement goes. I knew we were kind of waiting for that. I didn't know if we were okay to.
No, I think we're okay to proceed with awarding the contract. We're going to be we do all the advertising within that period of time.
Okay, I just wanted to verify that.
The resolution is to make sure that we're able to properly construct it, and, if we're seeking any fees later on as part of an assessment, that we cover everything that's within that period. So I think we're okay to award.
Okay. I don't have the details. I do know we will be, the engineering department will be recommending GPI's proposal. I don't have the dollar
I do
amount
have that in front of me, and we do have a contract prepared. That's our standard professional services contract.
Correct.
My recollection from I think this was the April or early May meeting, is that we did obtain 3 quotes for this. GPI was the lowest bidder, or not bidder, we didn't bid this, but lowest service provider that we received a quote from, and for a not to exceed price of, or excuse me, a lump sum price of $19,750. That would be for these services, which include the preliminary design of this low pressure system, as well as any permitting assistance we need.
Correct, yes. And the engineering department would be making recommendation of that approval for GPI in that amount.
Okay. So we are at a point with an engineering contract award for Glenwood Park for how much?
$19,750.
And that was the lowest bid.
Correct.
What was budgeted for the project?
That I am unsure of, just because it's a sewer revenue budget. It's not my budget per se.
This was not budgeted. It will be coming out of our contingency fund.
Okay.
From the sewer department?
Correct.
From
From the sewer department.
the sewer, okay. Okay. Any questions for Ms. Page or Mr. Rodemoyer? Okay. Then I will ask for a motion to approve the engineering contract for Glenwood Park Low Pressure Sewer Project.
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Next, we have from Chief Cliff, on number 14 on the agenda, Fire Recovery USA Billing Agreement.
Thank you. Before you is a professional services agreement between Mill Creek Township and Fire Recovery USA. This is a third-party billing agency that will conduct billing on our behalf for fire services. This would be to include auto accidents and fires that we would be called to. In this agreement, these individuals will be billing on our behalf to insurance companies to recover any costs that we would incur during those services. Would be my recommendation to approve.
Thank you very much.
If I may add just briefly, so you're all aware, the agreement was reviewed extensively and with aspects negotiated by solicitor's office.
Okay, great. Any questions for Chief Cliff? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the Fire Recovery USA Billing Agreement?
I'll make that
So
motion.
moved.
A motion was made by Mr. Bach, seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Number 15 is a land development plan, Chick-fil-A Yorktown Station LLC. Chick-fil-A is the developer. And to speak on this is Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. Yes, this is actually a non-substantial amendment to the land development plan for the Chick-fil-A in Yorktown Center. They are proposing an amended plan that will add a canopy to the existing drive-through lane and will increase the radii for 2 of the entrances to make it easier for cars to come in, but that does result in a decrease in area of the planting island and an additional 165 square feet of impervious surface. All of these things do still allow it to qualify under a non-substantial land development, non-substantial land development amendment. There has been a form signed by Rob, the township engineer, stating that they meet those requirements, and so I would recommend that the board approve this non-substantial amendment.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Mr. Waldinger? Okay, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
Make that motion.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have to open up a hearing?
You're not required to. If, there is not really a hearing, but if someone would like to.
Is there anyone here to speak on that, or?
Anyone here to speak on the Chick-fil-A? Just so I put it into the record, he said, please vote in favor.
So noted.
Okay, thank you. All right, if there aren't any questions, thank you for seeing that. I apologize. Do I have a motion to approve the amended land development plan for the Chick-fil-A in Yorktown?
You do have a motion.
Oh,
Make
yes,
that
you did make it. And Mr. Olet seconded. Motion was made by Mr. Bach, then seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Number 16 is a sidewalk deferral agreement. We actually have two of these, and I believe to speak on these, Mr. Matt Waldinger.
Yes, and unless the board has an issue, would you mind if I presented them both together, or would you prefer them separate?
Point of order?
They can go together.
Okay,
I
thank you.
believe that's
Yes.
what our past practice has been.
Yes.
There are two sidewalk agreements in front of you. Both of them have been submitted to us on the proper township forms and signed by both parties. The first sidewalk deferral agreement is with Marlon Kuhn for a property located at 3517 West 42nd Street, is asking to defer the construction of the sidewalk in conjunction with the new home, and there are currently no sidewalks located in that area, so we would recommend approval of that. The second deferral request is from Kenneth and Bonnie Traster. This is at 1937 Millfair Road. Very similarly, they are constructing a new home, and there are currently no sidewalks in the area, and so they're asking for a deferral for that sidewalk. As I mentioned, both parties have submitted the proper forms. Just as a reminder to the board and the public, deferral of a sidewalk does not excuse the developer from having to build the sidewalk. It just defers it to a future time when it makes sense and there's additional sidewalks in the area. And so our department is recommending approval of both of these sidewalk deferral requests.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Mr. Waldinger? Okay, if not, then I will ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Bach, seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Number 17 is a stormwater management operation and maintenance agreement for 1937 Millfair Road. And to speak on this, I believe it's Mr. Rodemoyer.
Correct. Yes, we have a submitted small project stormwater management application for 1937 Millfair Road for Kenneth and Bonnie Tracer. The engineering department has reviewed the plans and the associated stormwater management agreement, and we are recommending approval of both of those, the plans and the agreement.
Any questions for Mr. Rodemoyer? Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. God bless you, Ms. Page. Financial security release request. This is number 18 on our agenda. Land development plan for Thomas and Patricia Potter developers. To speak on this is Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. Yes, the developers of this single family, or I'm sorry, there are multiple homes, this land development plan, are Thomas and Patricia Potter, and they have asked for release of the financial security for their plan. Upon the Township Engineering Department's review of their project and GPI's reasonable conformity letter, there is one remaining primary item that still needs to be addressed, which is the final testing of the irrigation system. As such, it's the recommendation of the Township Engineering Department and Engineer Rob Rodemoyer that a full release be denied and that in place of release, a reduction in security be approved. The current amount of security on the project is $16,805.25. Rob is recommending the township retain $1,000 to ensure final inspection of the irrigation system, and that the board approve a reduction of $15,805.25 from the current security, which is First National Bank, check number 210230889.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions for Mr. Waldinger or Mr. Rodemoyer? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the land development plan with retaining $1,000?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
A motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Number 19 on the agenda is the letter of support to PennDOT, the Barber Beast on the Bay event. And to speak on this, I will speak on this. Or you can.
Yeah, I can certainly speak on this. This is a request that we get annually from the Barber National Institute for the Beast on the Bay that they need to submit as part of their packet to PennDOT to coordinate events and for the annual Beast on the Bay. And this just confirms that the township is coordinating services with Barber National Institute for this annual event, as it will close a portion of a state route.
Okay. Any questions? I will say I will not be doing the Beast on the Bay this year. I did last year and was injured about a quarter of the way through. So I had to leave. I was cut open and it was coming out everywhere. Anyway, it was just my knee. I'm okay. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the letter of support?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Next on the agenda are communications. This is number 20 on the agenda. Are there any treasurer communications, Ms. Page?
There is nothing further for me to communicate.
Thank you. Human resources update, the part-time firefighter wage categories. Mr. Cliff, were you going to speak on that?
Diane Lyons, Human Resource Director, submitted a request for updating our wage scale. Really, this is just an amendment because we had a firefighter complete an advanced level EMT that wasn't previously as part of our wage scale. So this update just makes a line item for firefighter with the essential firefighter training and advanced EMT, and firefighter 1 or 2 with advanced EMT. Everything else will stay the same.
Great. And congratulations to that individual.
Thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion to, I guess I can make a motion to approve the new wage scale.
I'll second.
I made the motion and Mr. Bach seconded it. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. And next we have the hiring and termination requests from the MPD and from the Park and Rec Department. And I have a hiring request that I will go ahead and read through. This is from Chief Carter Mook in the Police Department. At the 6/11/2024 public meeting, the board unanimously approved for the MPD to move forward with the hiring process to replace an upcoming retirement. The top applicant on our eligibility list was Rashawn Thrower of Erie. The recommendation on 6/11/2024, Mr. Thrower was provided with a conditional offer of employment, and he has signed and returned the agreement. The start date of his employment is 6/28/2024. I recommend the board, Chief Mook recommends the board approve the hire of Rashawn Thrower as a probationary patrolman. His starting pay and benefits are set via the collective bargaining agreement with the Mill Creek Police Association. Will go ahead and make a motion to hire the new officer.
I'll second.
Any discussion? A motion was made by me and seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Congratulations to Mr. Thrower. Next on our agenda is from Ashley Marsteller, our Park and Rec Director, regarding a summer employee.
Yes, thank you. The listed employees are requested to be approved for hire for seasonal positions in the Parks and Recreation Department in aquatics and the youth dance categories. These individuals will oversee and deliver summer recreational programming and safety at our pools this summer as well. Their work is essential to the success and safety of the department. All seasonal wages are budgeted for in the Parks and Recreation operational budget as well. So I recommend the approval of the listed staff at the approved 2024 seasonal part-time rates for each category of recreation.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Marsteller? Do I have a motion to approve the hiring?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Next, we have something from our Human Resources Department, and it is the termination of employment. And it is a recommendation that the board approve a termination of a park and rec laborer effective 6/26/2024. Any questions? Do I have a motion to approve?
Ms. Clerk, I believe we do need to list the name of the individual
Thank
who's
you.
being terminated.
The name of James Goodwin, effective 6/26/2024.
I'll make that motion.
And
I'll second.
motion was made by Mr. Bach, seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. On the agenda, we have a training request from the Administration Department. And to speak on this, I will speak on this. This is the PSATS, the PSATS Regional Forum. It's a 2024 forum that has been attended by many of our department for many years. PSATS Forum is a place where we can gather professional credits. They have specialized workshops and informational, educational sessions regarding our local issues on that are related to our municipality. Many municipalities throughout all of Erie County attend this annually, and it's a nice local event that starts at 8:30 in the morning and concludes around 4:30. It looks like there are going to be 6 in attendance: Kim Clear, Dan Olet, Jim Bach, Melanie Page, Jessica Setzman, and Matt Waldinger, at a price of $99 a person. So the fee for this education is $594. With that, I will make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion was made by me and seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. And that will come out of the training budget that has been already previously approved and budgeted for. Okay, executive sessions. Executive sessions were held on June 13th, 2024. And in this meeting, we discussed real estate matters related to park and rec facilities, easements for township properties, and easements for sewer projects. Also discussed were personnel matters, as well as litigation matters related to a federal lawsuit and an easement dispute and contract dispute. On 6/20 of 2024, real estate matters related to park and rec facilities, easements for township properties, and easements for sewer projects were discussed, as well as litigation matters related to federal lawsuits, a federal lawsuit, code enforcement matters, and easement dispute and and a contract dispute. Any solicitor communications at this time, Ms. Caparosa?
Nothing further from me.
Okay. 21 on our agenda are citizens to be heard. Are there any citizens that would like to be heard today? If so, you have 5 minutes to speak. Okay, there are no citizens to be heard, so I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Bach, seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, and that concludes our meeting for 6/25/2024 at 5:09 p.m. Motion,